intro gets me every single time. Like that is something about the music that like I be rocking back here. If y'all don't know, I be really grooving back here like it's a whole national anthem in this mug. You feel me? Alright, so welcome to another episode of 1 Billion Brain. Like how y'all doing? Y'all good? Y'all straight? Y'all straight? Y'all good? For sure. Thank you guys for tuning in. For all the old heads, y'all already know what's up. Have a seat, relax. Cause y'all already know like the next guest is y'all know. The newcomers, the new heads. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for taking your time out. Even if I eat my popcorn right now or y'all eating y'all steak dinners, like thank you guys for tuning in and watching the show, checking me out, seeing what we about. You feel me? I appreciate that. I'm your host, Domo. What? Dominique. We not about. It's too early. It's too early to be showing out because we're not about to do that today. So, okay. I'm your host, Domo Jones, and we about to get into it. You already know house rules, right? Yes, yes. Hi, Grandma. Love you. All right. So no profanity. Come, y'all know. Y'all know. But what we're not about to do is black out, black in and out in Jesus' name. We're not about to do that. Tanya, I love you. No profanity. We don't do that on this show. It's too many words. Like it's way too many words. So we about to. What we about to do? We about to rock all those words, like every single last one of them, and get our sentences articulated, get our point across. You feel me? Also, no bashing of race, religion. Okay, because I already told you, Dominique, get it together. Race, religion, gender, politics, or sexual preferences. I mean, it like is that really important? Because it's really not. Like it's really not. Because at the end of the day, I don't know if y'all knew this, but like we kinfolk, we family. What up, cuz? All y'all invited to the barbecue. Oh, like every last one of y'all invited to the barbecue and tell them I sent you. Who gonna check me? Oh, okay. Okay, tell them Domo sent you. And then it's gonna be like, all right, let me let you in. Yeah, because that's how we do around here. This show is called 1 Billion Brave because it represents the 1 billion people of the world that have disabilities and or medical conditions. Y'all old heads, because y'all know what I'm about to say. The old heads know what I'm about to say. Get you one of us in your circle. I mean, there's really like no other way to say it, but get you one of us in your circle. Don't get you one of me, but get you one of us because we are some doggone dope individuals. We are top tier. We are top tier. Like, I don't even, like, it's just, it's crazy. Like, it's wild to me how dope we are. Man, like, we some dope individuals. And how do I know that? One, because I have a disability. That's one. And two, y'all see how my guests? Come on. All of them are top tier. What? Come on. All right, so next up, this is one of the most important things. Y'all ready? Okay. We do talk about Jesus Christ on this show. And that's that. His name alone is enough for me. You feel me? So yeah, I don't know what y'all do with y'all life, but in my life, he top tier. Like, like that's the number one stunner. What? The number one stunner. Y'all know. Y'all know. All right, so y'all ready for the last house rule? Y'all got your good on? Okay, cool. This is the very first show that has a hostess with a disability that invites guests with disabilities and or medical conditions. Lady Oprah, Tyler Perry, and Mother Ellen DeGenerate. I'm coming to all three of the houses. Rutrice, I love you. You feel me? Let's go. Exactly. I'm coming to all three of the houses. I'm gonna stop by Lady Old House real quick. We're gonna run up. We're gonna run up a little conversation or two. Then I'm gonna hop across the street to Tyler Perry's house, or we can go to one of his studios. I mean, it doesn't even matter at this point. Or we can go to his house that he's building. I can meet you at the pilot lot, at the pilot strip. Okay? Then I'm gonna hop on over across the street around the corner to Mother Ellen's house. I mean, because we just have so much to talk about. You already know what I want. Nothing major. Fruit snacks, maybe some Gatorade, maybe a little Arizona. I mean, nothing because we have so much to talk about. I ain't got really time to eat nothing. And matter of fact, since we at it, let me introduce myself right now. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm Domo. Nice to meet you. It's a pleasure. I love what you do. Let's talk. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. And that's on that. Hey mom, love you. That's all I got. And that's that on that on that on this on that. And that's it. You feel me? What else we talking about? Can y'all tell how I'm gonna get into y'all why in a second. But before I do that, let's get into the what? The brave heart for this week. Who is it, Gabe? Let me know. Let me know. I mean, can you not? What's her name? Thank you. The brave heart for this week is at a merry little life. Like, come on. She is so dope. Her medical condition is she has cerebral palsy. She has CP. I mean, but do you see the smile? Like, some people would pay for that smile. And that smile is natural. Come on. And Mary, her name is Mary, if y'all could tell. And that has that name is kind of catchy. It's a merry little life. Like, come on. Mary, you are the brave heart for this week. Thank you for being you. Thank you for the confidence. I love the genuine smile to her parents and to those that are around her that support her. Um, Thank you for giving her the confidence and continuously reminding her that she holds value to this world because she does. That smile just made my whole entire week. You feel me? That smile just made my whole entire week. I love her. I love your smile. What? I love it. I love it. Y'all gotta hit that. I love it. All right, ain't she, mom? I mean, when I say beautifulness, I mean beautifulness. All right, so let's get into the more you know. You see me on here. You know, we was doing so good. Wait, Gabe, before you put that up there, we was doing so good. I had some real humble, real like solid people in the audience that was commenting. And here goes Kilroy. Hey, I see. I see that you're on here. Gabe, can you put his name back up? I need everyone to see who we talking about. Beware. Kendall God. It's always one. There's always gotta love that guy, don't you? Gotta love that guy. All right, so let's get into the more you know. What we talking about, Gabe? What we talking about this week? You don't have to prove your chronic illness and or chronic pain to anyone because you don't. Because you don't. I ain't got to explain. I ain't got to explain to you what I have, especially those that have invisible disabilities and invisible illnesses, because that um I kind of do, kind of don't. But for those that have full invisible disabilities, and I feel like, to me, this is me personally, I feel like they get mocked or they get um ridiculed for not showing outwardly that they have a disability, and they have to prove themselves that what I'm dealing with is serious. Or for example, let's say sometimes they may need an accessible wheelchair, walker, cane, whatever the case may be, because they have fibromyalgia. You can't see that. But if one day they're totally fine, and if another day you see them in a wheelchair or in a walker or using some kind of medical accessory, they get ridiculed. And I'm just like, why they got to explain to you what they got? If they outside, it don't matter what they using, they moving. What's it to you? Huh? Mind your business. That's all. Just mind your business. I appreciate those that feel the need that they don't have to explain, because I'm gonna tell you something. Let me tell you something. The confidence in me is beyond me. It's beyond myself sometimes. Because I ain't about to explain to nobody when I could be top tier yesterday and the bottom of the barrel the next day. And speaking of, let's talk about it. That brings me to my next topic. Yeah, we're gonna say topic. Life of Domo. Let me tell y'all. If y'all can see, I have my shirt that says "Not Today, Satan," and I wore it on purpose because yesterday, y'all see me right now. Ask my parents how it was yesterday. The bottom of the barrel. Let me tell y'all, my body has been getting attacked lately, and at first I was upset, but I realized that the devil mad. I mean, that's all. He is mad at me, and I can understand why. Because did I die? No. So that means you can't even take me out, big dog. Like, you trying hard for what? You trying hard for what? Because I'm still here. Dang, you mad? Like the devil is big mad. Like, he mad, and I don't even care, because he really thought, like. So let me just tell y'all what happened. So for those that don't know, I have a brain tumor, and it is not all the way gone because of where it is. The placement of where it is on my neck spine. So they can't take it all the way out. So sometimes when I'm exhausted, or when I'm protein deficient, or when I'm touched, or anything, like my right side is very sensitive. So I had a situation where I was touched just to make sure that my body was okay, and that triggered pain, right? Now, unbeknownst to me, I'm not really thinking it's like that big of a pain, because my right side is weaker side. So if it's aggravated, it's gonna kind of irritate in general. Like that, it just is what it is. But this was so uncontrollable. The pain was beyond me. It was like throbbing the whole right side of my face. And the scary part of it is because it's on my right side, and it's on the side where I still have my tumor, and it's on that side, right? So nervous, nervous is all ever, but I'm trying to, like, stay calm. For me, I'm trying to, like, thug it out. It's definitely not working. My parents was like, yeah, get to bed. You're not pushing yourself. Go on about your business. And that's that on that, right? So yesterday it got so bad to where I felt like I went into, like, an exhaustion, because I didn't have enough protein. The protein that I'm supposed to take a certain amount of protein, grams, a day, and I didn't reach that. And then my hand was throbbing, so I slept for like a day and a half, literally. But I'm here today. Like, you would have never known just hours ago. I was, I'm not going to say dead to the world, because we don't believe in that. I was in a hibernation like no other. And now we back in living color bars. I was in hibernation like no other, and now we back in living color. Come on. God is so good. I'm so grateful. I know with this life, it what I'm grateful for is, although I have a lot of medical conditions, although I deal with a lot, I'm grateful that God has blessed me with this life, with this body, and He graced me enough to not become a memory. That's deep. Oh, that is deep. God blessed me with this life, and He graced me to not become a memory. I'm still here, man. And then y'all still here. Y'all not a memory because y'all watching me. And I'm not a memory because I'm listening to y'all. And I'm reading y'all comments. So what I'm about to do is, because He graced me not to become a memory, I'm about to show out with what I can do. We're not even about to worry about what I can't do. I'm about to what I can't do. I'm about to show all the way out. Like, God, you let me live. I got you. I got you, big dog. I'm gonna show you why you let me live, and that's that on that on that on that. All right, that was really good, Domo. Like that was really good. Thank you, Holy Ghost. All right, so let's get into the guest for this evening. Now, the old timers, y'all already know. I don't meet my guests until I know that was strong. Don't take it, Kendall. Don't take it. Not baby bars. I don't meet my guests until love you, Mom Jackie. I miss you. Until 5-10 minutes before the show. I don't know their life. I don't know their story, and of course, that's enough. Like we're ongoing with that. Like we're gonna keep that momentum going. Okay, now we're gonna keep that momentum going. All right, so let's come to the stage and wait before I say this. So he got two names, and he asked me backstage which one should I call him. So bear with me with how I'm gonna say his name. Okay. All right, Antonio, come to the stage. Eh, okay, we
Hey,
back. What
hey, what's
up?
good with you?
Let's go back up a little bit. There we go. There we go.
You good?
Now we can see you.
Now y'all can see me. What's
Now
up?
we can see you. What up, though? How you doing? You good?
I'm good. How about you? Thank you for
I'm
having me on.
great. I'm great. I'm great. Thank you for being a guest on the show. I definitely appreciate it. All right, so let's get into it. For the people in the back, can you tell us where you're from and the name of your medical condition?
I was born and raised in California. My medical condition is cerebral palsy. Um,
Oh,
I was born with it, lived with it all my life, but I would consider it more like a moderate form, as opposed to others that I've seen and that I know.
okay. So for the people that don't know, can you tell us what cerebral palsy is?
Yeah, it's basically a combination of different disorders. Because it could affect the way you walk, it could affect your speech, it could affect your mobility. Um, Obviously, it's a result of being of circulation being cut off to your brain. So it can have different severity levels.
Hmm.
There's some people that can't really speak well. There's obviously we walk a certain way, our balance is off, our muscles are more tight, you know. So it affects us, our fingers, our hands, our limbs, everything. It's crazy because I even know people that have cerebral palsy but have nothing physically wrong with them. Like they function like they straight, like there's nothing going
Really?
on. They're like
Wow.
severely mild form. I've encountered maybe like two people like that. Um, and then my form I feel is more like moderate because I do have like significant challenges that I face, but it's not as severe as others who can't like feed themselves or take care of themselves and need to be fully dependent on other people.
So for you, when you said yours is considered mild, what does that look like? What does that mean?
I would say moderate. Moderate is like I can walk by myself like indoors,
Hmm.
but I still need a walker. I still use a wheelchair. It's kind of interesting. I have a situation where with my feet, I can't be on my feet for long periods of time because then they'll start to hurt. And the longer I let that linger, my feet will hurt so bad that my whole leg starts to spasm out of control to the point where I can't walk no more and I have to sit down. Um, and then also, like my CP is also rare because it affects opposite sides of my body. Most cases is either the whole right side, right arm, right leg, or the whole left side, left arm, left leg. But in my case, my right arm is my strong arm, my left leg is my strong leg. So it's a little crazy, but it's actually actually like it better that way because that means one side ain't doing all the work, you know.
Right. Yeah, no, that's very true. That's very true. Okay, so can we get into you said you were born with it or you said you had it like at a young age. Can we get into like growing up? So were you able to walk at all, like as a child, and then did it gradually get worse, or how did you grow up?
No. When I was born, my mom's umbilical cord was too small, and I was a mover. She would talk about she could always feel me moving around in her. And then one day she couldn't feel me moving, and that's when she knew something was wrong. And it turned out that I somehow got tangled in her umbilical cord, and it got wrapped around my neck. And because of that, I had to be born 1 month premature, and that's what caused, my situation as it is. I don't know how long I was like that, but obviously it was long enough to put me in the situation that I'm in now.
Mm-hmm.
Growing growing up, um, obviously you have your challenges, you have your surgeries, your therapy, and all that stuff. But for me, it was normal because it was my life. At times, it was difficult because I have older siblings. None of them are physically disabled. So I got to see that, as kids, they got to go run and play and have more of a normal life. But mine was more about being in and out of the hospital, going through all this pain, dealing with all these challenges,
Mm-hmm.
and, not really understanding why I had to be that way when none of them were that way. So
Right.
in that aspect, it was tough.
Yeah, no, I totally get that for sure, for sure. As you were growing up, did your parents have to ever explain like to your siblings, okay, he's different because or he has this because or did they have to explain like your condition at all?
I don't recall my mom really having to explain it because that was the first for her as well. Like I said, she didn't have any other physically disabled children. I was her first, so she literally had to learn on the go.
Mm,
Um, so for them, it was an adjustment specifically for my brother because when we would go out, he would see how people would stare at me and look at me like he didn't understand why because obviously he's never been disabled. He's never had a disabled sibling before. He's never really been around. We don't have disabled people in our family like that.
mm-hmm.
So it was a brand new experience for everybody. But as far as my siblings went, they seemed like it wasn't a big deal because they still kind of treated me as normal as they could. They would still play with me in a rough way, but not in a way to hurt me, but a way to
Yeah,
include me with everybody else.
yeah,
Um, so they didn't really seem to be bothered by it, but they did get bothered whenever they see people staring at me and making weird looks like what's wrong with him or whatever.
yeah,
And then that's when they actually had an issue. But to my knowledge, they never really had much of an issue. Other than, my brother trying to adjust to the fact that people are looking at me because I'm different.
mm-hmm. No, that makes her. I'm glad that they were protective of you,
Oh yeah.
because that still gave you the confidence. Like, yeah, I got my bros, I got like my family. Like, say something, say something, say something. Run up, you can get done up. You feel me?
Oh yeah. And yeah, my brother's quite known for sleeping people, so he gave me some respect that I actually didn't need because people didn't really bother me. But
Yeah.
it's crazy but in my school, like my junior high, my high school, there's people that went to my school that knew him from Carson High, and they
Mm-hmm.
knew how he got down, and because of that, they respected him.
That,
So when they saw me, they was like, "I know your brother.
right. Like, you good.
Anybody give you problems, you let me know,
Right.
and
Right.
I'll
Right.
deal with them." Like whether they knew him or not, people in general would tell me that. Guys in general, like, because they knew I was genuinely a cool dude. So they was
Mm-hmm.
like, if anybody got anything to say to you, anybody got a problem with you, let me know and I'll take care of that.
Period. And that's it. That's it.
That's what it
That's all.
was. Hmm.
So, did you go like to a regular elementary? Did you go to a regular high school?
No, all my schooling had like special ed, and when you're disabled, they automatically put you in special ed. So that's where I started. That's where I met most of my friends. It was
Mm-hmm.
cool because you're around people that look like you.
Yeah.
You got that one teacher teaching all the subjects, and then and so that was cool. But once I was getting principals honor rolls, and they were seeing it was too easy for me, that's when they put me in regular, and that was like around third, fourth grade. And then
Uh-huh.
and then from there, actually, as far as elementary, that's when it changed because that's when I entered a classroom where nobody looked like me. It was all able-bodied kids. So of course I got the stares. And
Yeah.
yeah, there was this one girl in my history class. It was four people to a table. I still remember her name. Her name was Amanda. She I don't know what it was. She just didn't like me. You know, I would ask other people around the table. I would ask her, "Can you help me with this assignment or whatever?" She just wasn't doing it. You know, she kind of gave me an attitude. She gave me a rough time. So I think what happened one day was, I guess I got tired of her little attitude towards me. I said something to her, and the first response she came back at me was, "Well, at least I can walk." And I ain't gonna lie, and I ain't gonna lie, that bothered me because that was the first time in my life anybody ever came at me like that. But
Yeah.
at the but at the same time, it was like, even though that was the first time, I knew if I showed weakness, she was gonna run all over me.
We're gonna go in.
So
Yeah.
so I ended up responding back to her. And I'll tell you what I said, but let me make this clear first. I am not racist. We grew up around all colors. Like one of my friends was white, blonde haired, blue eyed, white. And she's a white girl. But because she didn't have nothing physically for me to talk about, I knew I had to say something that I felt would hit her. So
Hmm.
I flat out just called her white trash. Straight up. Every time she called me, every time she said, "At least I can walk," I would say, "Shut up, white trash." And I say it right to her face. And I kept it like that, you know,
Yeah.
and then she had a little friend that was right next to me. He would try to defend her, but he's Asian. He couldn't speak English. So I flat out just told him, "Hey, you shut up and learn how to speak English. You trying to run your mouth, you can't even talk. So close your mouth and mind your business." You know, I wasn't playing with them.
No,
So,
I get it. I
you know what I
totally
mean?
because I feel like a lot of people um think that it's okay to bash our weaknesses.
Yeah.
And you get people that do have disabilities that are confident in who they are, regardless how they look, regardless what you think. And not
Hmm.
all the time you may want to get what we give out, but
Yeah.
that's our natural response.
Yeah. Because we're targets. We're easy targets.
Yeah, if we're easy targets. Well, I'm pretty sure that she definitely learned her lesson. But in
Yeah.
high school, um, did you play like any sports or were you in like any athletic clubs or anything?
Nah, I mean, I wasn't really. We didn't really have that for disabled people. I mean, the most physical contact we did was PE, and that was adaptive PE. So you know, there's always restrictions and stuff to be careful, but there
Yeah,
wasn't really any opportunities. I know there was talk about Special Olympics and stuff like that, but you know, it was never something that I really seriously entertained. So you know, for me, it was more of just watching sports and stuff like that.
yeah,
I
watching it.
wasn't really, wasn't really into it like that.
Well, what'd you watch?
I'm a basketball, football. My mom actually got me into boxing and MMA. I
Oh,
watched that
really?
stuff more than anything else. I grew up on wrestling as a kid, watched that a lot. So that kind of stuff, that's where my mind was, and that's what I was watching.
Would you ever want to get into something like that?
Like what?
Like MMA, wrestling, any kind
Um, nah, nah. I'd prefer to be fully able-bodied to do stuff like that. I wouldn't want to do it in this situation because I don't
of
want my restrictions to prevent me from doing my best. Because
right.
then I'm gonna be mad. but I mean, if I even told my coworker this, if I could have a dream job, I honestly would want to be a boxer because I
Really?
like it.
Yeah.
Like just watching it, I enjoy it. Like
That,
the violence and all that stuff, it excites me. It don't scare me at all. Blood, I want all of that.
we
Not on
gonna
me,
we
on
gonna
them.
right. We gonna get
Not
that.
on me.
We gonna get that to you. We gonna get that to you. I get it though. You know, everybody has a vice.
Yeah,
Everybody's into. Everybody is excited and intrigued with different things. So I get it. That's why
yeah,
boxing is a thing because people like it. So I'm with it for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, everybody like those knockouts, man. They violent, but people want to see it, you know?
That's very true. That's why they pay them big bucks for sure. For sure.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
like now, well, before I ask that, have you ever been because we all deal with medical conditions with disabilities. We have our high times, we have our low times, we have our confidence, we have our insecurities, all that. Has
Hmm.
there ever been a time for you where you just kind of felt like, um, why me? And how did you come out of it?
Yeah, actually, it goes back to what I was saying when I was growing up and I saw my siblings. You know, they got to have a normal life. They got to go outside. They got to run and play with their friends. They never really had to have any struggles with their body or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, there was a time when I was in my room, I was by myself, the lights was off, and I knew I didn't know who God was. I just knew that He was somewhere up there. So all I had to do was look up. So
Mm-hmm.
I looked up, and I did say that. I was like, why am I the one going through this? Like, why did you do this to me? Why is it that my siblings can enjoy their life, but all I know is pain? All I know is I have to go to the hospital and get cut open and have surgeries and go through all this discomfort and have to deal with all this struggle, but they didn't have to do anything. Like,
Right.
why am I being punished for something that wasn't my fault? And why is it that nobody else has to go through this? And
Mm-hmm.
it took me a minute, but I honestly believe the reason why he allowed me to go through it was because he knew I was the only one strong enough to handle it. That's the way I took it. I don't believe if my family members were in the same position as me, they'd be as comfortable or as strong as I am dealing with this every day versus with me. I'm a pretty tough dude. Takes a good amount to really break me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and obviously I believe he knew that, and he knew like you're the one that can handle this. You're the one that I can use through this to bring more confidence to other people that are struggling with disabilities, or
Yeah.
give more hope to other people because I know you can handle it. There's no doubt in my mind about it.
I so agree with that. And I preach that too. Like,
Hmm.
God gave us this body for a reason. And although
Yeah,
sometimes we may not understand it, there are so many people in this world, I know for a fact. There are so many people in this world that would that would be in our shoes. I give them 5 minutes and they will not be able to take it.
yeah,
5 minutes
yeah,
in a
yeah.
day of what we deal with. Not a
For
lifetime,
real.
5 minutes in just a day. And I know
Yeah.
they would not be able to handle it. So that's why I say that we're dope individuals because
Hmm.
we top tier. Like,
Right.
we handle so much, but we do it. I feel like we do it with so much grace, but that's because God has given us the strength to
Exactly.
fight it. Like,
Yeah.
we fight every day to live.
Hmm.
Literally, we fight
That's
every
true.
day. So I definitely commend you on that. I love that you said that for sure, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And it's
think
crazy because I be thinking about people like able-bodied people. They break their leg and they got to use a wheelchair, and they're complaining and whining and dining just because they got to wheel around for a few weeks, and we do this our whole life without a break, and we
that
ain't
is
complaining at all.
true. That is so true. Imagine being off your leg or having an injury compared to for weeks compared to a medical condition for life.
Exactly.
That God willing may not ever go away. If it does, then that's on
Hmm.
God. But if it doesn't, we still gotta find a way to live. Imagine that.
Right.
Man, what a lesson to go through and learn. God allows it, but he will also bring him. Yes. Thank you, Mom
Hmm.
Becky. That is so true. That is so true.
It is. I
Okay,
agree.
so I definitely want to because we talked a little bit, but tell the people what you do for a living. Like, you gotta let us know.
Oh, yeah. I'm an administrative assistant for an adult day training program that educates adults with disabilities. So it teaches you you can learn life skills, social skills, math skills, job skills, reading skills, writing skills, social communication skills, community integration. They take them out on trips in the community to bowling, Dave and Buster's, to the parks. They go out doing different things just to get, getting a feel for being in the environment and around other
Yeah.
people. Or they can just chill at the program. They got video games they play. You know what I mean? Arts and
Yeah.
crafts projects. Like I said, there's a classroom. You can learn different subjects. So it all depends on the clients and what their goals are and what they want to
Mhm.
learn. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I was actually a client in one. I didn't know what it was originally. I thought it was a work program because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to work,
Yeah.
but it was actually a day program. I didn't really get an opportunity to work much, but I
Mhm.
met some pretty cool people and I enjoyed my time there. And then it's crazy because now I'm working at one, so I'm the only person I know that's been a client and an employee in an ADT.
That's dope. I think that first of all, I think that's super dope that
Yeah,
although you do have a medical condition, you still work with people that need help as well. And I
yeah.
feel like for you, well, let me ask. I don't want to answer for you. For you, does that help you with everyday life? Because you're seeing people that deal with, they may not deal with the same issues as you, but they deal with something.
Yeah, in a way, yes. Because with me, it's kind of crazy. Like once I got in the fourth grade and I started getting what they called mainstreamed into regular ed, I pretty
Mhm.
much stayed there for the rest of the time I was in school. Through high school, I mean, I don't think they really had any special ed classes like that. Junior high, they did, but I was only in there for like my first year, and then they saw I was too smart and they put me in regular ed. But for the majority of that time, I was around non-disabled people. So I spend most of my time around those kind of people. So eventually I do get tired of being around them and I miss being around those that look like me.
Mhm.
So my reason for even going to this job was because I missed being around my people. I refer to them as my people.
Yeah.
Um, I just missed that vibe of seeing people like me and just interacting with them and talking with them. And so it's like I feel like I'm back home.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know
yeah.
I'm not gonna stay there forever because God has more in store for me. But at this point in time, like it fills the void that I had because I had been away from them for like at least 3 years. I hadn't been around other disabled people. So the longer I'm away from them, the more I have a desire to want to get back around them. So this kind of filled that void. It made me want to get back around them, get back talking with them, seeing what they're doing. And there's also other conditions like that people have. Like I had never met a nonverbal person before, somebody that can't
Mhm.
speak at all. People that have behavioral issues that are uncontrollable. You know what I'm saying? I've
Yeah.
never knew people like that until I got around them. So even though I'm disabled and I've been around a lot of disabled people, there's still a lot for you to learn because there's so many out there that you still don't know about and you've never seen and you never met. So it's interesting, it's unique, and it's a fun environment because you really don't know what's going to happen every day. This is not a regular job. I can guarantee you. You're
Yeah.
not going to, any one day everything could be cool, and next day, all these clients are acting up, acting crazy. It's just wild. It's chaos in there. But I like the
And
environment because a regular office job that's just quiet, all that's gonna do is put me to sleep, and that's boring. I don't
okay.
want to do that. So I need something going on around me. So
Yeah. No, I
yeah,
definitely agree. I
so
definitely
I love the environment, and it makes me feel good. I work with clients on their goals sometimes. Like with one client, his birthday was today. He loves math. He'll see me. He'll be like, George, can you give me a really hard math problem? And I just make something up like 289 plus 65 for him,
yeah.
and he'll work it out in his head.
That's
And
just
but he
that's motivation for him though.
he loves math. He loves working on math. He loves to be challenged, and that's what I'm in it for. The majority of the clients, yeah, mentally they're probably not there, so they're just primarily out to hang out with their friends and stuff. But
Mhm.
there are the few that actually want to learn like some skills that are going to benefit them, and that's what brings me the most joy when I go out there and I go out and work with them on certain things
Mhm.
because I actually have to document their progress and stuff. I write their reports, so I want to
Uh,
see, yeah, I want to see what they're doing, so I know when I make this report, I'm not just lying the whole time.
right, right.
Unfortunately, Yeah, unfortunately, you have to lie sometimes for some clients because they just can't function well. But with the higher functioning like him, I can actually work with him, and I know what he's doing, and I can tell his coordinator what he's doing,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure that makes them feel good to see that their clients are actually learning things in there.
Right. Yeah, like there's actually progress. I think that's super dope. I think what you're doing
Mm-hmm.
is amazing. And I feel like that's why I love doing this show because I and when you in your own disability, that's all you kind of see. But when you're broaden your I don't want to say vocabulary, but broaden your vision of different people under that community that you are under too. It's just
Yeah,
like, wow, it's so many people that you would never known deal with things may not like you, but they dealing with stuff too. Like you're not by yourself for real. Like you
right.
really not. So I think that's super dope. I think that's super dope what you're doing. I think you're helping out a lot of people, probably ones that you probably don't even know. Even the ones that are
Mhm.
mute, like you're still like leaving that mark. I think that's super dope. But I want to know though, Antonio. I like saying that, Antonio. What's next for you? Like
Antonio,
with Antonio. With
Antonio, yeah,
oh,
there you go.
An. Okay, okay, I
Yeah,
got it.
yeah, you got it.
Antonio.
Antonio, yeah.
I appreciate
That's
that.
the
Okay.
that's the actual pronunciation. Uh,
Antonio. Okay, okay, I got
there
it.
you
I
go.
got it. So like what's next for you? Like what do you get into? Like what do you want to do? Do you have any next goals that you trying to get into in the near future?
Uh, to be perfectly honest, I'm not entirely sure. I know I love helping people. I'm still just trying to, explore that to see in the way that I was like, okay, this is really the way I want to leave my mark on the world.
Mhm.
But at this moment in time, nothing currently comes to mind. But I know for sure, whatever I do, whatever my purpose is going to be helping others in some form. Whether it's maybe it's talking to people. I think I mentioned to you before. I'm good at giving advice. People that know me always come to me for advice, and then
Yeah.
I give it to them straight. Because
Yeah.
I care about them. I tell them the truth. I don't play with them. I don't tell them what they want to hear. I tell them what they
Right.
need to hear, and they follow my advice, and it actually works for them. I tell them you may not like it. It may seem like it's going to turn bad on you, but if you do it this way, it's going to end up in your favor.
Yeah.
So, that's one other avenue that I've been thinking about because I've been told that I'm very good at advising others and things like that. So I'll see. Maybe I'll get into something like that.
Yeah, advice counselor. I mean, I'll
Yeah.
say this. What you're doing right now, you're making an impact. So
Right.
you don't necessarily have to go with the next big project, you know what I'm saying? Like what you're doing right now is something huge.
Yeah.
So you're making a big impact right now, even just by doing your daily job and even just by living, period. Like you're doing dope. So um, yeah, keep doing what you're doing, like for sure, for sure. And what you're
Will
doing
do.
is is going to touch the world. It's going to touch so many people. Period.
Yeah. Appreciate you. Appreciate
Yeah, all good things. I thank you again for being a guest on the show. I definitely appreciate it. Your story is amazing. You're dope. Keep doing what you're doing. Gabe is gonna put you in the back, and then we're gonna end the show. Mom Jackie
you.
said, and you are a great communicator. You are.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Come on. My people be loving on you. For real, for real.
I
Gabe's gonna
appreciate it.
put you in the back. Yeah, for sure. Gabe's gonna put you in the back and then we're gonna end the show. And then we're gonna head out. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. Gabe, could you put Mom Jackie's post back up? I wanna read that because it was really good. Not that one, the one before that. The one the one the one before that. There we go. Mom Jackie said, God is really a healing God. And trust and believe we all have to trust God for something. We all have some disability problems. You just can't see them. The greatest disability is in the mind. You just can't see it. That is so. Good. I wanted people to read that because I preach this too. Everybody has a disability, and a disability is um some a limitation that we all struggle with. If you live in this world today, you are disabled. But why? Why do I say that? Because nobody is perfect. And the definition of a non perfected person is someone with a disability or limitation. So I'm not sure if y'all knew that, but we all have something that we fighting. We all got something that we're dealing with. This show is for people that want to and that decide to share audibly what they deal with. It could be physical, it could be mental, it could be emotional. There's so many different disabilities out there. And that's why I created this show, because I want people to know that beyond your limitation, beyond what you deal with, beyond what you struggle with, beyond what we face, we're still dope and we have a purpose and we have a reason for us being here. And the main thing is, if God gave you the life that you have, remind him why he gave it to you and remind him why you're still here with it. You feel me? Like, a lot of people struggle with, like, man, I'm at the bottom of the barrel, like I'm just struggling, like I just can't take it. I can't. But can you though? Because like you still alive to say it. So like if you still alive to say it, then that means that you're not at the very bottom. That's all I'm saying. That's just a perspective. That's just a perspective. That's it. If you alive to say what you've been through, if you alive to say the worst of the worst, the best, the most detrimental thing that ever happened to you, if you're alive to tell that story, child, you better remind God why He kept you through it. What are we doing? That's all I'm saying. All right, that's all I got. So thank you, Antonio, for being a guest on the show. His story is super dope. I definitely appreciate what he's doing. I definitely appreciate the impact that he has, and the simple fact that he has a disability, but yet he's helping people with disabilities for a living. Like, come on, bro, that's top tier. I've told you. I've told you. We a dope community. Get you one of us in your circle. All right, so let's get into the church announcements. So, church announcements. If you have a disability and or medical condition, or if you know someone that has a disability or medical condition, tell them to holla at me. Y'all know my guests are always super dope. So if you want to be a guest on the show, you can too. You can be on the stage. Like, you can grace the stage too. Here's the thing. This is the catch. I need y'all to hear me very clearly. Do not come with your elbow hurting. You got a pepper cut on your finger. You stubbed your big toe. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Get some Neosporin, put some lotion on that John, and go about your business. If you have a disability, a real life situation that you're dealing with, something that you're dealing with that makes you fight for your life every day to live, I need one of those people on my show. Okay? So, holla at me if you do, or if you know someone that would be a great guest on my show, tell them to holla at me too. Also, next church announcement is next Thursday, we will be live and in living color, 7 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Mountain Time. I just learned that. And 10 p.m. Eastern. You already know. And listen, because I love you. Next week, the guest about to be so dope. Next week, the guest about to be so dope. Like, and that's all. And that's all. That's it. You feel me? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I definitely appreciate it so much. Again, I'm gonna say every single episode because I don't take it for granted. Y'all ain't got to watch me. Y'all ain't got to hear me ramble. Y'all ain't got to hear the goofiness. Y'all ain't got to see the goofiness. Y'all ain't got to see my glasses. Y'all ain't got to see all my jewelry in the background. Y'all ain't got to see none of that. But you guys do. And I don't take it for granted at all. I'm going to be forever grateful for every person that tunes in, every person that comments. I love y'all. Period. And y'all better love me too. All right. Gabe, get me out of here. Y'all ain't know what to do. Until next time, love you.